Drop it.
Chance. Closer. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pops and Drops podcast. On this week's episode, we have Slane, who's been absolutely killing it in the Portland scene lately. So, hey, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pumped to have you on. So just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about your career. When did you first start in the music industry?
I'd say it was around like 2018. I moved to Oregon from Colorado. I'm originally from Alabama, and I spent some time in Colorado, and then I moved out to Oregon about 2016, and I just like fell in love with the scene out here. It seemed like there was just a lot of talent, and to be completely honest with you, I never thought about being anything in the music industry. It was just kind of like something that was like super aloof to me. But then I started going to like a lot of local shows. It was really what really like sparked it was I went to it was Anti Serum at Whiskey Bar.
Nice.
And I was like, this is like the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
And then so I've been so I started in 2018 playing like little clubs like Dirty. I would play Whiskey Bar. I would play a couple of shows for a company that's dead now called Hurricane Nightlife, and that's a whole other story. But does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah. So you just kind of fell in love with the industry by first going to a show, and then you're like, I got. Was there a moment where you're like, okay, fuck, I got to do this right now?
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely an anti-serum. But like previous to that, I had gone to what was it? I think what was the first one I went to? Oh, I was in Colorado, and I had a friend of mine. I was working in the restaurant industry, and he, I was like super into hip hop at the time, and found out that G-Eazy was opening for Flosstradamus.
Nice.
And so I was like, yeah. And so at First Bank Center too. So it was like a pretty large venue. And so I just went for G-Eazy, and then I saw Flosstradamus, and this motherfucker just blew my mind.
Yeah,
It was back when it was two of them. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I could like see myself getting into it. And then I went home for Christmas that year, and I know it's kind of like we don't really say his name anymore, but Bass Nectar was doing Bass Nectar 360 in my hometown, and I went and saw that, and that's when I was just kind of hooked.
Yeah, I love Flosstradamus. I saw them in Chicago like years ago, back when I was in college, and it was so good, so
like,
good.
Trap sound, dude, is just too good.
Yeah. I'm real. That's kind of. I try to infuse trap in every single one of my sets, at least a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So who would you say are your biggest influences in? Is it like Flosstradamus or is there?
Ooh, I actually anticipated you asking me this question.
Nice.
I would say my biggest influence is definitely Liquid Stranger.
Okay. Nice.
I absolutely love him. I think he's I think he's just definitely like top tier artist. He's pushing the boundaries of what bass music can do, and like the even like just when it comes down to even his visuals, you know what I mean? It's like literally he just looks at his visual designer and he's like, all right, I want you to take every single color of the rainbow and beyond and just throw it into some crazy like Rorschach design. Other than that, I would say Taboo. I really like Taboo.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I really like a whole lot. Oh God, Flosstradamus definitely for that trap sound. I've been getting really into Flow Zone lately too. Flow Zone's really good.
Yeah. Liquid Stranger. I saw Liquid Stranger at I worked Thunderdome. I was one of the headbanger helpers for Thunderdome, and Liquid Stranger the set was so insane. I think Liquid Stranger is going to be a Bass Canyon this year, isn't he?
I think he is. He wasn't there last year, which was surprising. Same with Ganja White Night. This year Ganja White Night's not coming back this year either, which is super weird.
Yeah. Are you going to Base Canyon this year?
I am not. I'm
Oh.
actually I'm actually playing a wedding that weekend. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I do
me and
that
my
too. I've
it's
got
good money.
yeah, seriously. I've got one coming up. I've got two coming up next month. And then October, I think I've got three that
That's
are
awesome. What do you usually like? You let me. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
sure.
Like when you do a wedding, like what kind of like genre do you like stick to the most? Because this is my first one, so I'm kind of like
Okay.
on the road.
All right. So the important thing is when you're doing a wedding is to know your couple. You need to ask them what they're really into. And then what I typically do is because I have a Denon DJ Prime 4 and it links directly to SoundCloud. So what I typically do is once I find out the songs that they like, I'll go on SoundCloud and I'll search for a house or EDM remix of those songs. And then I'll build a set on that because if it's something boring, like I've had a lot of people that like country, that's why I did a whole country set, but it's country house.
Right.
Um, so I'll either find a remix of something that they like, or I'll just make one. It only takes me probably about 7 or 8 hours to make a remix of a song.
Mhm.
So I'll make a remix of like their favorite songs just to keep the people on the dance floor. It all
Oh,
de- you I would The biggest thing is talking to whoever you're going to be DJing for at the wedding and just finding out. The last one that I did, I even asked the couple, I said, hey, go on SoundCloud, create me a playlist, and then just send it to me. And then that way I can just link it to my board. Now, if they don't have internet, then it's a little bit more difficult if they don't have Wi-Fi connection, but that just means that you got to go in and download all those songs. But yeah, the biggest thing I would say is finding out what they like. Is this couple? Do you know how old are they?
they're like my age, you know.
Okay,
They like a lot of above and beyond stuff.
okay,
So,
yeah, all
but
right,
they've requested a lot of like '90s hip hop and shit.
okay, yeah. Well, then you should be good. That's gonna be relatively easy.
I think so
um,
too. Did you
yeah,
did you close the country house set out with that Boogie T song? And he's like, I like everything except for country.
no, but I should have. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That would have been good.
That's so funny.
Yeah, damn, I should have done that. I did. I mean, there are a lot of the one of the things that I found out is there's a lot of remixes out there of country songs on SoundCloud. The thing is that there's no sets of country. Like they're all sporadic and they're all spread out, and some of them only have like 5 or 10 plays. But I mean, the ones that have 5 or 10 plays sometimes are like fucking fire. And so
Oh,
I just downloaded them and then blended it all together. But you could find everything on there. I'm just now getting back
that
into
sounds really
SoundCloud.
amazing. I I am a SoundCloud whore.
Yeah.
I love SoundCloud, and that's really like where I find uh like the best music, you know, like the most underground shit, and and I think that the really cool thing about it is that a lot of these like underground artists are always putting their tracks up for free download. So
Yeah.
like a lot of my arsenal, like I've gotten for free, just basically just roaming through SoundCloud.
Yeah. That's smart. I mean, that's where
Mhm.
that's where the gold is. You just got to dig a little bit. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. So this is your first wedding. Are you nervous about it? I mean, you kind of said you were, but how did you get the wedding booking?
It was one of my friends that I work with.
Okay.
He came to one of my shows. We did like a Slang Gang takeover over at Opaline, which I don't know if you're familiar with Opaline in Portland. It used to be the old Barrel Room where they would do
Oh yeah.
uh, like dueling pianos and everything. And he
Yeah.
came and saw me play, and he was like, "Hey, how would you feel about doing a wedding?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I've never done it before, but." Just see how it goes. But I found a lot of really cool like house remixes of kind of what they're going for, and I don't normally play house, but I mean like the type of music that I do like to spin, like it really wouldn't be appropriate for a lot of old people and children.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing that you got to keep in mind, and that's why I try to stick to house remixes because it's dancey. I played a dubstep remix of that Elton. Oh, what is that song? The Phil Collins song. Oh, what is that? I
Ooh,
can
can you
feel
hear me
it
right?
come. Yes, I've
Yep.
played. So they request they that was one. It was on their thing, and I found this sick ass dubstep remix of it, and they got really excited during the build. And then when the dubstep, I mean, the people that this wedding I went to, the couple was like in their 40s, like late 40s, and so I thought like maybe there would be younger kids there. There wasn't, but I don't. There wasn't like anyone under the age of like 35 in this thing. So I dropped
Oh
it
wow.
and like they all just stopped dancing because they didn't know how to headbang like at all. So then I switched it back to I had the regular version just as a backup if it wasn't going to work. So like the dubstep portion of the song, I only played it for probably like 25 seconds, but because the second I saw all of their faces, they were like, what the fuck is this? I had to flip it back to the regular
That's
regular version. So but I don't think you'll have that problem at your wedding, at the wedding that you're doing, especially if it's your friend and it's younger people. They'll probably, there's gonna be lulls, especially if you're playing for a few hours, which most weddings is. Are they asking? Do they want you to do the ceremony and dinner too, or is it just the reception?
I think it's just the reception. Yeah,
Okay,
it's definitely just the reception.
okay, you should be completely fine then. There's probably gonna be moment. I mean, it ebbs and flows. You bring people onto I mean, you know how to build a set. You've fucking been killing it lately. Um,
Thank
but
you. I really
it,
appreciate that.
yeah. But it's gonna be longer than normal. You're probably gonna be up there for like 2 to 3 hours, and it's gonna seem like there's gonna be lulls where people go off the dance floor. Um, and that's when you need to just drop something that'll bring them back on. But a lot, people get tired. It's hard to dance. It's hard for normal people to dance for more than like 2 hours. Now, ravers are completely different. We can go to base canyon, we can go to EDC, and we can dance our ass off for like 10 hours straight. But normal people, which at a wedding you're probably going to have, their parents and their cousins and stuff, um they're going to have to go sit down. So just
They
just
absolutely.
just be
Mommy.
be prepared for that. It's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on how tired they actually are. um so yeah. um so what do I want to ask you? Oh yeah, what's the craziest thing that's happened to you at a show, either being at a show or performing?
Ooh. Let's see. Uh, I don't. I don't want to say like being in a show because I got some pretty nasty stories that I've just like observed, like the crowd just being absolutely feral and just doing the dumbest shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say probably like the craziest thing performing. Actually, the one that comes to mind immediately was I recently played North Warehouse uh, for support for Bear Grylls, and I
I
was in the
I
annex. And
I was there for that.
you were there for that?
Yeah.
It was that shit was crazy, dude. Probably one of the craziest shows I've ever played. And I played this like crazy Lucy and Dirty Snatcha Need Your High remix. It was like this new flip,
Yeah.
and dropped it into Sweet Shop remix by Schlump,
Yeah.
and the crowd just went nuts. It was crazy, just yelling. Like I've never seen a crowd so alive. Like I've never seen that NX come so alive. And like my friend got a video of it, and I like couldn't believe it. It was like the perfect, like it's perfectly timed video, and it's on my Instagram and it's like on my Facebook and everything. Like you can go check it out if you want. But
Yeah.
I like you can hear people just screaming. It was wild, dude. It was so crazy.
You got to drop that on TikTok. See if it'll go viral.
Oh man, oh dude, I thought about getting onto TikTok, but I don't think I can do it. I'm already on social media way too often, and with my job, like it's already hard enough to like keep up with it, you know. And I'm also like I feel like I'm like just so old lately, you
Yeah.
know. It's hard. It's so hard for me to keep up with social media these days.
Dude, I feel the same way. I secretly hate it like so much.
Hmm.
uh I'm like inundated with requests and just random shit, and it's just nonstop. And I feel like if I don't post something, like at least to my story every single day, then I'm falling behind. It's all bullshit that I put in my own head. But It's an addiction, and it's crazy that I mean, it's a part of the business, though. We gotta do it. It sucks, but
I know. It's like it's not like the '90s, where you could just be a DJ and like play clubs and like spin some vinyl and like people just like hear about you through word of mouth. Now but I mean, honestly, it's just a tool. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that the people in the '90s that were doing this shit like were probably like, wow, this is such a useful tool that I could use to really grow my brand.
yeah,
But now we're so jaded to it
yeah,
nowadays because we're faced with it every single day that we're just like, I don't want to spend any more time on social media than I already do.
yeah,
Unless you're like one of those people who just love social media, like one of my friends, Katie, she's actually like, that's her job. She loves social media
yeah.
and has like 7 Instagram accounts. I'm like, how do you keep up with all this?
Yeah, yeah,
But luckily, I've been so fortunate lately, working with Fourth World Productions. The people who we're bringing dirt. I've like creatively consult for them, and we're bringing Dirty Snatcher to the Den on Saturday, and I got direct support for that, and it's also my birthday, which I'm super fucking excited about.
that's
But
fun.
the owner of Fourth World, uh, Kaylee, I hope I didn't just like dox her.
No, she's good.
on accident, on accident. But she's been so helpful, like growing my brand. Like she's kind of like just taking it upon herself to like. I gave her the keys to my Instagram. I gave her the keys to my promo and my promo Gmail, like all this shit. And I like sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, dude, you're doing too much. And she's like, no, dude, I love this shit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really good. I need to get her on the podcast. I had Hubba Bubba on last week, and he's part of
Oh my
Fourth
god, I
World.
love him. Like
Yeah,
that
and
guy is so nice.
I'm trying, and I've been in talks with Stoop Kid too. I think he's gonna hop on too. Um,
I love him too. Like, and dude, honestly, shout out to all the boys at Fractal Family. Those
yeah,
guys have been fucking killing it, and, like bringing this awesome vibe, and like it's Brandon Flood and like all those guys, man. And we at Fourth World, we're working like really closely with them to kind of like try to up our game. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the thing that's been really been missing in the scene is like people aren't working together.
yeah,
And if we work together, then we can like really like just like bring a whole new vibe and a whole new community to the Portland scene,
yeah. We can make
which I really enjoy.
we can make a mark that like make Portland a destination, kind of like Denver is. That's
Exactly. Yeah. They say Denver is the base capital of the world. Well, I'm on a mission to make it Portland.
yeah, yes. And there's so much talent here. It's ridiculous how much
That's
talent
what
is
I'm
here.
saying. It's insane. Like you have like contact who's like outside to like Doom and Subsidia. Like that guy's fucking awesome. He's like the nicest guy ever. And you have Blacksmith and like Blacksmith's killing it with Camblin and stuff. He's super nice too. Like everyone here is just like genuinely friendly and they like and they're so talented. Like even the people who don't play as often, like my homie Contagion, like just super fucking talented guy, really nice, like one of my best friends, and Matsumoto, and like I could go on and on, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what going down that route, what would be like your biggest long-term goal for not only yourself but like the industry in Portland?
long term goal is I've been first of all, I guess I should start with Fourth World. I really want to bring, I really want to help Kaylee bring Fourth World to like the forefront to where we're like throwing these huge shows, and like I think it's really impressive what she's done in the past like 6 to 8 months. Like we literally went from throwing like these um the first show that we threw was back in like November of last year or something like that. And like it was called Origins, and it was me and Matsumoto and Mr. Happy and I think I'm blanking on the last name, but yeah, and that went off. And now like 8 months later, we're bringing Dirty Snatcher like all the way
Yeah,
from the UK.
yeah,
Well, he's not in the UK; he's on tour in the United States right now. But it's insane to me how much like sheer willpower and like also shout out to our promo team. The promo team is absolutely killing it. I see him like every single day. My entire feed is just flooded with Dirty Snatcher. It's
nice.
wild. So like I think that we've really brought a really good team together, and I think it's just gonna make waves in Portland. And then same with Fractal Family. Like these guys, like Preston Rivendeer. he brought me into that, and it was just so welcoming and just so awesome, and everyone is coming together for like this common goal. And so I really, so my goal with in terms of the industry for in terms of the promotion side would be to be throwing like Liquid Stranger and Taboo with these guys, you know.
Yeah.
But as an artist, my eventual goal is I want to be signed to Wakaan.
Yeah.
I want to be on Wakaan and like Deep Dark Dangerous as well. Like the truth is fucking amazing, and like I really just enjoy this like correct me if I'm wrong here, but this like the really old school like low frequency dubstep sound. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I want to be able to create that. And right now, it's like I feel like I'm not there yet, but I will be eventually.
Well, have you looked into Label Radar at all? Do you know what that
I have
is?
not. Inform
Okay.
me. No, no.
So Label Radar is how I got signed to Blanco y Negro, which has released stuff with like Steve Aoki and um Dimitri Vegas and like Mike and all those bigger guys. And they found me on Label Radar. It's like $15 a month, and you get like 70 credits, and it's five credits to submit your song. But you post your song on there, and then you can submit it to all these labels. And Monster Cat's on there, NCS is on there, Armada is on there. The big
No
people are
way.
on there. Yeah, that's how I personally got signed. I got signed to Glitch World on there. Blanco y Negro, Lifted Global. I just did another one. Anyways, I'm signed to like 7 labels, and I got them all through Label Radar.
That's insane.
So
I just wrote that down too.
yeah, it's labelradar.com. I would definitely check it out and just put anything that you think is ready up on there. And even if you get signed to like a smaller label, it's going to help you get a bigger label. It's a ladder. Um, so, but also you need to send your stuff to a con. I mean, they've got a demo submission portal, I think, on there, or they have an email that you can send stuff to. Let's go into the future, like 10 years. Where do you want to be 10 years from right now?
Oh my God, 10 years. Okay. Um, Off top, I want to say playing with Confest. I'd like to do that. 10 years, I don't know if it's manageable in 10 years, but I mean, who knows, you know what I mean? But like, I'd like to eventually, like, maybe like have my own record label. Do like, call it the Slang Gang Records.
Nice.
That'd be super cool. Uh, but mostly, I really haven't looked 10 years in the future. I could tell you five.
All right.
5 years. I want to be releasing. I want to be releasing music with Wakaan. I want to be playing Wakaan Festival. I want to be like hanging out with Taboo. Taboo would be. I feel like that dude is just the guy, and I want
Yeah.
to be best friends with him. I
Nice.
think it's
No.
manageable.
Yeah, absolutely. You're on your way. I mean, you keep doing this sport for all these huge people. You got it, man. I have faith in you.
Dude,
And you
thank you.
killed it.
I really
You're
appreciate that.
yeah, you're killing it. All right. So what was your so far, what was your favorite concert or festival either to perform or to attend?
Oh man, guess I can answer both of them. Okay, for festival to attend, uh, for a long time it was summer camp, which is really weird. I've been to a bunch of different ones all over the country. But I went to summer camp with my friend, and I don't know if you heard of summer camp?
No.
It's out in Chillicothe, Illinois, and it's like Government Mule and Moe's Festival. So
Okay.
like jam bands, so
Yeah.
like Disco Biscuits and like all those people
Oh,
play
snap.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the vibe there was just incredible, and I went with a bunch of my friends, and like I fucking loved it. It was awesome, even though it wasn't really like my type of music. And actually, you know what? Liquid Stranger actually played there the year that I was there.
Nice.
Now that I think about it, yeah, and he played at noon. So a bunch of which is a really weird time slot, but that's besides the point. But like a bunch of my friends and I, uh, we like made a shitload of Bloody Marys and just went to his set because it was like one of those festivals where you like pack in and then walk through security and then you're just in the festival grounds. So we set up our tent like right next to the main stage, which
Oh,
was
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then we saw Liquid Stranger, and then after that, it has definitely been dethroned by Wakaan Festival. If anyone gets the chance to go to Wakaan Festival, I 100% recommend it. Like literally, dreams came true at that festival. Like I met I met Ravenscoon. I met Killsmith. I saw Taboo for like the third or fourth time. Like I met him for the third or fourth time, and it was so funny because I actually had like came up to Ravenscoon and I asked him to sign the Wakaan Bible, and I was like, hey, I make music and like I would love to like share this with you and like send you some of my stuff, and he gives me his email, like his personal email, and he was
Nice.
like, send me it. And so I was like, bet. So I get home and I like pull up a couple tracks I've been working on, and like they weren't really like finished, but I felt like they were good enough,
Yeah.
you know, and like there's some IDs. And so I sent them to him. And the next day I go in go into my computer and I'm like, I want to hear what these sound like, you know, because I hadn't listened to them in a minute, but I was sure that they sounded great. Play it, and it's just shittiest mix ever. And so I'm literally just like sitting there with my head in my hands, and I'm like, I just sent this to Ravenscoon.
Dude.
Favorite festival I've ever played though, I would say it was Smoke on the Water.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that one?
No. Where's that?
It's a local one. It's my friend Rios' festival. He helps run A-Lit Productions here in Portland, and he had the first year it was out in Maupin, and then the second year it was out in Tillamook Forest, and we went to the one at Tillamook Forest, and it rained the entire weekend, but it was amazing. Like we literally had canopies out in the pit, and a friend of mine like brought their camping stove into the pit, and we are just like cooking ramen noodles like in the middle.
Nice.
It was so fun. Yeah, it was a great time, man. Even though the kind of rained us out, and like by the third day, everyone's fucking waterlogged and shit. But he had rented out these like huge speakers, these bosses, I think called like sub bosses or something like that. But they were literally just like 4 foot tall bass speakers, and you could literally feel the stage just rattling under your feet.
Oh, snap.
It was wild, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah. Two things I want to ask you before we go.
Okay.
One, who's your collaboration bucket list? And two, what are three things that you are most grateful for?
Uh, I'm just gonna give you 3 artists for the collaboration bucket list. I'd go starting from number 3 to number 1. I'd go Peekaboo,
Nice.
Taboo, and Liquid Stranger.
Nice.
And then what was the second question again? I'm sorry.
What are three or four things that you are most grateful for?
I am 100% grateful for Fourth World Productions, first of all, for Kaylee and all that she's been doing, and our promo team. That's 3, but I'm grouping into one. I would say I would say I'm grateful for Fractal Family, um, and everything they do. 3, I'm grateful for these artists in Portland who are doing huge things, but are also so humble that will talk to me and like give me advice. And like I can go up to like Blacksmith or Contact and like ask them and just be like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing right now. Like, what would you do in this situation? And they'll sit there and talk to you and like tell you what they would do. And then fourthly, I would say that I'm so grateful for the scene out here in Portland, for the fact that the local scene is thriving, and it's the people that are down to spend like 10-15 bucks to come see a bunch of locals.
Yeah.
And that's really what's like driving Fourth World and Fractal Family, and it's why we do it, man,
Awesome. Well, we're gonna play Charms class, and then we're gonna play What's Up. Those are
Okay.
so sick, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I listened to Charms class like 4 times today. I listened to What's Up like 4 or 5 times today. They're both sick as fuck. We're gonna drop those right now. But before we go, tell everybody how to find you and where to find you.
Oh yeah. Instagram, Slane_music. Uh, on SoundCloud, I would just do Slane and look for the one that says Portland underneath it. I've 405 followers, if that helps.
Not for long, man. Not for long.
I
You,
appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me on here, by the way.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Don't forget the nice wrist movement we've been practicing. The swish and flick. Everyone? The swish and flick. Good. Oh, and enunciate.
am. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. You do it if you're so clever. Go on, go on. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yo.
Hello, shorty. What are you doing?
Nothing. Sitting here watching the game, smoking some bud.
Are you all alone? What's up? What's up? Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone.
What's up? What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What you doing, son?
Nothing. Just chilling.
True.